These are my disclosures. On a personal level, optimal human performance is a coveted goal, with decades of science focused on physical, psychological, and cognitive assessments and intervention methods. Dashboard reports fill our world, from key performance indicators at our work to the leaderboard on our Peloton. The origins of this dashboard reporting quality improvement initiative are rooted in a collaborative assembly of surgeons known as the HARM Study Group, who participate in a large multi-center study evaluating the outcomes of surgical treatment for idiopathic scoliosis. This data was used to generate annual dashboard reports with a goal of informing the surgeons on their performance. The dashboard reports plots a surgeon's data against his or her comparative peers on both surgeon performance and patient variables. In 2020, we performed an evaluation of our dashboard reporting. The data for 9 surgeons who were provided annual dashboard reports from 2011 to 2018 were used. Average length of time in practice was 15 years. 1,381 patients were included, with the average number of patients per year per surgeon of 19. Across the 8 years of reporting, there was an 18% reduction in the average operative time of 53 minutes for the 9 surgeons over time. The variance was reduced by 48%, clinically but not statistically significant. The average length of hospitalization showed a 36% reduction over the 8-year period, resulting in a 2-day reduction for a patient's length of stay. Across the 8 years of reporting, there was a 49% reduction in the average estimated blood loss of 433 cc's for the 9 surgeons. We found, in addition, the variance of blood loss across the 9 surgeons narrowed significantly from 807 cc's in 2011 to 277 cc's in 2018, reflecting increased standardization in associated practices. We found improvements across all surgeons for the 8-year duration of this QI effort. Reasons are multifactorial, with advancements in care being a given. Participation in a QI initiative may also have a Hawthorne effect. However, the surgeon's self-evaluation resulted in self-guidance, practice improvements, and developments of best practices. As the positive effects of this QI effort were resonating within the HARM study group, we sought to determine the interest of QI dashboard reporting amongst the larger pediatric spine community. So we polled the members of SRS and POSNA in 2016 and found over 80% were interested in tracking their performance in AIS surgery with comparative peer data. So in 2017, we developed our dashboard reporting program called the Surgeon Performance Program, with the goals of expanding our dashboard efforts to surgeons outside of the HARM study group and ultimately across the globe. We sought to reconcile the inaccuracies surrounding surgeon ratings and outcomes on the internet. The program has allowed us to expand the dashboard reporting to surgeons outside of the group, with over 50 surgeons currently participating and growing. There are added benefits for surgeons' participation in our Surgeon Performance Program. In addition to tracking one's performance against comparative peer data, trends over time can inform improvements in performance and patient outcomes. Also, surgeons are eligible to receive 10 self-examination credits toward the ABOS maintenance of certification requirements for each year they participate in the Surgeon Performance Program. And lastly, our program is featured in the U.S. News and World Report survey for ranking hospitals. However, with any new program, there's always room for improvement. Specifically, the data are currently provided to surgeons with mean and median quartiles, which is not effective for the long term. Individualized expectations are required, and reports need to be risk adjusted to account for factors affecting outcomes, baseline data, and practice patterns. This is particularly important with globalization of our Surgeon Performance Program and the different resources available worldwide. The work to advance our dashboard reporting has been started by Mike Kelly and his colleagues at WashU using artificial intelligence through a grant award from AWS. The aims of this work are to use AWS machine learning-based tools to build web-based predictive models for outcomes defined in the Surgeon Performance Program, and then to use the AWS tools to permit real-time integration of our user data in the Surgeon Performance Program. Mike's initial steps in this effort were to compare predictive capabilities of standard regression techniques with gradient boosting and extreme gradient boosting machine learning techniques. He evaluated linear regression techniques for continuous variables of length of hospitalization, estimated blood loss, 1-year SRS pain scores, and 1-year SRS self-image scores. This work was done in collaboration with the informatics department at WashU. Supervised prediction models were built evaluating these feature variables: patient demographics, pre-op clinical, radiographic, and SRS scores, surgical approach and types, and comorbidities. Mike utilized data from our multi-center AIS database registry study, comparing both a larger data set of over 4,000 patients from 1995 to 2018 with a smaller data set of only 466 patients, which comprised the last 2 years of the data, representing a more current technique, approach, and practice pattern cohort. In predicting length of stay within 1 day, and note, we needed to give length of stay a 1-day cushion because first, length of stay prediction is pretty difficult, and 2, we need lots and lots and lots of data to refine these models, which means we need your participation in our dashboard reporting program, please. Thank you. I'll get off my soapbox now. However, using the research from the last 2 years, gradient boosting machine learning showed the highest accuracy rate of 68% compared to the standard linear regression analyses rates of 41 to 48%. Based on this gradient boosting best model, the feature variables of importance are interpreted through a SHAP plot seen here, with the top 5 contributors to length of stay being pre-op pain scores, clinical trunk flexibility measures, pre-op pulmonary function, surgical time, and instrumentation material. We feel instrumentation material might be a proxy for surgeon. In predicting estimated blood loss within 500 milliliters, using the research data from the last 2 years, the gradient boosting machine learning showed the highest accuracy rate of 89% to predict EBL, compared to linear regressions with an accuracy of only 73. Based on this best model, the top 5 contributors to blood loss are surgical time, pre-op SRS function scores, levels fused, pre-op trunk flexibility, and instrumentation material, again, a proxy for surgeon. In predicting 1-year post-op pain SRS domain scores within 0.5, gradient boosting machine learning, this time using the larger data set, showed the highest accuracy rate of 79%. And based on this best model, the top 5 contributors to 1-year SRS pain domain scores are pre-op SRS pain scores, total score, mental health, as well as age of surgery. And lastly, in predicting 1-year post-op self-image SRS domain scores within 0.5, gradient boosting machine learning, again using the larger data set, showed the highest accuracy rate of 77%. And based on this best model, the top 5 contributors to the 1-year SRS self-image domain score are pre-op SRS self-image scores, total score, mental health, general function scores, and body mass index. The next steps in our effort are to build and test the algorithms to risk adjust the Surgeon Performance Program dashboard reports, which will permit tailored comparisons rather than benchmarking against the mean. In addition, we will encourage participants to set personal and explicit targets to evaluate performance trends. Both of these program components are highlighted in this wonderful review article documenting how modern performance auditing and benchmarking should function. In addition, we plan to provide shared learning opportunities of best practices to enhance program participation benefits. In summary, the implementation of a dashboard reporting quality improvement initiative has resulted in sustained and significant improvements in surgeon performance and patient outcomes for over a decade now. The program utilizes a minimal data set for ease of participation. However, Having a parallel, larger research database has provided the granular data needed to use AI to identify risk factors, so dashboard reports can be risk adjusted, and then to use AI to continually adjust the reports with real-time data. This symbiotic relationship is unique to the Harm Study Group, and it is our honor to bring this to the larger spine community. Thank you.